Hey everyone, the last little while I've been designing and creating my second ever game, Flickade. Everything was designed in Blender. In fact, I even recently made a tutorial for the aircraft carrier, and the speedboat was for a tutorial a couple years ago. The other ships in the game include the destroyer and the optional expansion ships, those being the more sci-fi looking speedboat, the flagship, and the breaker. Okay, so all the pieces, including the ships and the case, were completely custom. And actually, the case took quite a few iterations. Mainly because the size wasn't really great and this lid wasn't really working. The rules are actually included in this game, as a sticker on the bottom. But let's go through those in greater detail, as these are a very condensed version. The objective of the game is to knock your opponent's ships off of the Great Table, and without knocking your own in the process. The last opponent with the ship still standing wins the game. The number of colors you have determines the number of players who can engage in the game simultaneously. The rules remain consistent across different player counts unless you choose to modify them. For instance, I discovered that with 2 players, it adds an exciting twist to introduce a center point. Whenever you flick the ship that crosses the center, it returns to its original position. Let's go! One more ship! This modification eliminates concerns about accidentally flicking too hard and immediately losing your ship. Additionally, you can opt for more powerful shots and have a higher likelihood your hit is going to successfully knock off your opponent's ship. The reason this rule variation is ideal for 2 players is that with boundaries, resetting ships to their pre-flick positions becomes tedious and time-consuming. With 2 players, it's not bad, but with more, it could drag out the game. Naturally, there are numerous ways to adapt the game, likely some I've not even thought of. This is just one of my personal favorites. And now, let's not forget the expansion ships. These introduce exciting new elements into the game. The breaker ship can split into 2, offering the potential to eliminate multiple ships in a single turn. You have the choice to either recombine the pieces at the center or treat them as separate entities, depending on your preferred strategy. Then there's the second speedboat. That is simple enough and allows you to flick twice unless you knock it off the table before your second flick. Lastly, there's the flagship, which introduces a thrilling new game mode. This unique ship allows you to employ your other ships as defense while sparing a few for offense. Although you can move the flagship by flicking it, it cannot be used for offensive purposes. Theoretically, it would actually be possible to knock all of your other opponent's ships off the table and have only the flagship remaining, thereby preventing any other ships from being able to be knocked off by you. Again, there's plenty of other ways that you can modify the game. Well, thanks for your interest. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and have fun flicking your way to glory. If you want to support Flickade and what I've been doing, it's actually going to be on Kickstarter if you're seeing it right after I'm launching this video. Otherwise, it will likely be on Etsy. And then from there, it might be on my website whenever I get that finally done. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so that is Flickade. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. And if you think anything I could do better, I would be open for feedback. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you later. Woohoo!